Hello, welcome to high school. In this video, you are going to learn the first mathematics topic you are going to see as you graduate from your mid school to high school. Grade 9 syllabus, you're going to see the first topic in mathematics as number theorem. Now, under number theorem, you will be guided through several topics under number theorem. Under number theorem, you will be guided through absolute value, you will also discuss square roots and cube roots. We also discuss rational and irrational numbers. And then you will also be discussing some points on real numbers. You're going to know what real numbers are and how different they are from complex numbers, and then you're going to know how to write numbers in scientific notation. Now, these are the topics you are going to see in the first few weeks of your stay in high school. So, welcome to high school mathematics. In this class, we're going to look at the first topic you will be taking in your high school, and that has to do with absolute value. And this is a topic under number theory. So when we talk about absolute value, what do we really mean by absolute value? Now, remember one thing as you go through your high school from grade 9 up to your final grade in high school, you should remember one thing, that the terminology used in mathematics is very, very important. And the more you come to know about this terminology of vocabularies, the better it is for you, because when you come to see them in real life question, you will not be doubtful or start thinking, oh, what is absolute value? Oh, what are rational numbers? Oh, what are irrational numbers? In your middle school, you must have learned a lot about some of these topics, but you'll be introduced into the advanced part of this topic. Now, via this video, we'll be taking video lessons, we'll be taking you through all the topics you'll be seeing in your grade 9 mathematics. So, if you are into this, make sure you join our membership platform where you have access to this video once they are published. Also, you also have an opportunity to enjoy our exclusive live class for grade 9 students. Now, let's go ahead to discuss more about absolute value. Now, when we talk about the absolute value of any value or any variable x is always represented by this term. If we have a variable is a value like x, y, z, and the rest. Now, when we talk about representing them as absolute value, they are always represented as this. This sign or symbol represents absolute value, and this symbol is pronounced mod x. And what does mod x mean? We call it mod x, or we call it modulus x. Now, modulus is a Latin word which simply means measure. So, absolute value takes the measurement of any given variable or any given material that is given to you. So, absolute value is commonly referred to as the numeric value or magnitude of any variable. Now take note of that, is very important. Absolute value is commonly referred to as the numeric value or the magnitude of any variable. So the absolute value are always represented they only represent only the numeric value, and they do not include the sign of that numeric value. Now if I have a good example, if I have a value as positive 5 and I have a value as negative 5, and I'm asked to find the absolute value of the positive 5 and the negative 5 from from what we commonly call absolute value. They are referred to as numeric value or the magnitude of any value, irrespective of the sign of that numeric value. Now absolute value only looks at the value or the magnitude and nothing concerns it with the sign. Now let's look at this. The absolute value of 5, positive 5, with that expression is still the same value with the absolute value of negative 5, and both of them will be what? Will be 5. So the absolute value of positive 5 is the same value of negative 5, and both values are 5. The absolute value of positive and negative 5 is 5. So there is no sign assigned to any absolute value. Now I want you to take that as a keynote point you're taking out of this lesson. So when we talk about absolute value, what really or actually is absolute value? The absolute value of a number is its distance from any origin, 0. Now that is the absolute value. The absolute value of any number is its distance from the origin, 0. So when we have an origin and the point at this origin is 0, the absolute value of any value is the number, is the distance from from this origin to any point, and that is the absolute the absolute value. Now we know that distance is always a non-negative quantity, because we don't have a negative distance, a negative value for distance. Let's say we have distance negative 6 meters. We don't have this, we only have 6 meters. So since distance can never be a negative value, rather they are a non-negative quantity. Since that simply tells us that absolute value of any number is always a non-negative value and not a negative value. Now remember, absolute value of a number is its distance from a given origin, 0. So since distance cannot be separated or cannot be represented by negative values, then absolute values are always they are always a non-negative number. Now absolute value, let's take home this definition finally for an absolute value. The absolute value of a number can be defined as its magnitude irrespective of the sign of the number. That's exactly what I want you to take from this lesson. The absolute value of any number is defined as the magnitude of that number, the magnitude of the number irrespective of the magnitude of the number irrespective of the sign. So when we talk about absolute value, we don't look at the sign of the number, we only consider the weight or the magnitude of the number. So take that home. So that means for us to find the absolute value of any real number, we only consider the number and then we discard or throw away the what? The sign. And that means absolute value can only be a non-negative value. So the absolute value of any positive number is the number itself, irrespective of the sign that that number is carrying. Now, the absolute value of any negative number is the value or magnitude of that number without the negative sign. So that means if I have -6 and I'm asked to find or take the absolute value of -6, this will just simply give me what? 6. If I have 0 and I'm asked to take the absolute value of 0, that absolute value is just 0. That means if I have +5 and I'm asked to take the absolute value of +5, this will only give me what? 5. So I want you to take that home. That is the point you need to note. So under number theory, we have seen what absolute value truly is. That absolute values are defined as the number of that, or the magnitude of that number, irrespective of the sign that the number carries. And we can find the magnitude of any number. We can isolate or represent the magnitude of this number or any number with this symbol. We simply mean mod x or modulus what? X in Latin English. And remember what that modulus means? It simply means what? Measure. So that tells us that absolute value is just the distance of the measure of any object or any number from the what? From the origin. This is how far we can go in this class. In our next class, we are going to look at the square root of number, which is the next second topic you'll be taking in your grade 9 mathematics as you get into high school. Now we're going to consider square root and some other real topic under square root. Don't miss that class. In order to get an update of these videos one day I publish these video lessons, don't forget to join our membership class. So if you are in the US, this curricula is just for you. It's perfectly fitted for you. So join our membership class so that you can enjoy quickly see exclusive or get exclusive perks like a membership live class, which will be starting very soon. If you do enjoy this class, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with friends and colleagues, and remember to subscribe to this channel for more of our mathematics content. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.